just want to start off by saying that I have waited so long to share this part of me with the world. I've just been dreading making this because there's no easy way for me to talk about a disorder without sounding like I'm, crying for attention, especially in today's society, and especially on social media. I've seen how lightly disorders are taken, if that makes any sense. But this is worth telling people, even though, I'm putting myself out there and I'm being very vulnerable, exposing things, that I normally would not in any way expose to strangers. This is something that I have always kept very private, but this is I'm making this video as my way to cope with anxiety. In my opinion, if I'm affecting somebody out there positively with this video, like if I'm helping out one person, even if I get a ton of hate messages, then to me it's worth it. But I mean, if this is not something that appeals to you in any way, then just don't watch it. Don't watch it. I will understand. I have been dealing with generalized anxiety disorder mixed with panic attacks and social anxiety since I was 3 years old. So, for about 16 years, I have been dealing with this. And I would say that my symptoms have always been very severe, even as a child. I remember having, a lot of irritability as a kid. I remember I would talk very fast as I got older, or I would stutter, or I would kind of stumble over my words. Like, your mind is going so fast and you're trying to get your words out, but instead you're stumbling over what you're trying to say, if that makes any sense. Sometimes I would zone out. I still to this day am very sensitive to any kind of change. Like, I like being in a routine. I sometimes put things off because I feel very overwhelmed, or I'll just avoid situations that make me feel nervous. And I've always had a lot of what if fears about situations, and I've always been a perfectionist and have always had the fear of making mistakes. When I do have panic attacks, it's always been full-blown. What I mean by that is meaning shortness of breath or hyperventilating, kind of like that. And chest pain, that happens a lot, even if I'm not having a panic attack, that's my anxiety. Shaking, or a choking feeling, or feeling very unreal or outside of my body, kind of like I don't feel connected to my body. Sometimes I've felt very dizzy when I have that. And then the social anxiety, it just means that you have intense anxiety in social situations, or you just avoid them altogether, which sometimes I have done. I have always feared that I'm being watched by people or judged, especially people that I do not know. Sometimes I fear that people will notice that I'm nervous. I get into the tips to managing anxiety. What I've done is I have to face the situations rather than avoiding them. Sometimes I will take a time out, meaning I will listen to music, or I will kind of take a step back from the problem to clear my head. And I've always found that taking deep breaths has always helped. Also, mainly just accepting that I cannot control everything, or talking about my anxiety with someone. I think I definitely have it to a place where I'm in control of it, but it's very embarrassing. And obviously it is a pride thing, and I don't ever want to feel like I'm limiting myself in any way, or that there's, anything that I can't do. And I think that's why, in my personal life, there are very, very few people who know that this is a day-to-day thing for me, and I like to keep it that way because it should not be something that ever gets in the way of anything. And I guess what I'm trying to say, and the reason why I wanted to make this, is it's one of the things that I am most embarrassed about, and it's also something that I have always kept as buried down as humanly possible, and I don't want to be trapped by it anymore. And so if I turn on my camera and I talk about it and I just say it, then I can't run from it anymore. And I want to start embracing, every single part of me. And that starts with showing you, who I really am. This is me. This is my real life. This is what I deal with every day. And so, thank you for watching.